Yes, you have an obsession. Yes, your therapist will remember that. Your OCs. I hate to break it to you, but almost no one cares about your OCs the way you do. Horror. Sometimes you even scare yourself. Gore. You're an edgelord who has mental issues. Surreal. When someone asks what the art is supposed to mean, you have no idea either. Anatomy. You're a biology student, or someone a ton of artists are jealous of. YouTuber fan art. Nothing makes your day more than if the YouTuber notices your art. Yourself. You draw yourself way cooler or way uglier. It's never exact. Faces. You say that, but almost all the faces you draw look the same. Outfits. You think you're some sort of fashion designer. You also daydream about yourself wearing the outfits you draw. Fantasy creatures. You're kind of in your own world, but at least it's a fun one. Whatever makes you happy. You don't care what anyone says. You draw what you like, no matter how strange. What your art style says about you. Anime. As if constantly drawing anime wasn't weeb enough, you blast Japanese music the whole time. Simple. You aren't even trying, yet somehow it's kinda good. Comic. Your body probably doesn't look like the bodies you're always drawing. Webtoon. There's about 3 types of webtoon styles, but you fall into one of them. Cartoon. You really wish you had your own cartoon one day. You probably won't. Realistic. Sometimes your art is more realistic than real life, and it makes people uncomfortable. Semi-realistic. You secretly think you're more talented than people who draw non-realistic art. Sketchy. Just when you think you're done, you say to yourself, more lines! Crayons. You're a baby. Markers. You either paid an insane amount of money for your markers, or almost nothing. Painting. You've gotten used to having paint on your clothes, desk, and skin. Unless you're a digital painter, of course. Lineless art. You think it's pretty even if others feel it's artificial. 3D art. You spend a lot of time at your computer. AI. No. Chibi. You're putting a lot of effort into drawing anime babies. Furry. If it's normal furry art, then you're a little weird, not gonna lie. But if it's not safe for work, then you have failed humanity. Tumblr, Twitter, or Newgrounds art style. You have mental issues. And you either get offended easily, or offend lots of people. There is no in between. Colorful. Your life is very boring, so you try to brighten it up with lots of color. Black and white. Your life is very boring and you're just drawing what you feel. Pastel colors. You love cute and comforting things, but you're a monster inside. Neon colors. You want your art to stand out, even if it means burning people's eyes. Detailed. Some artists take hours, some artists take days. You take months. Weird or unique. People might not necessarily like it, but they always know it's you when they see it. Pixel art. You've played so many video games that you can't just draw like a normal person. Manga. You're sleep deprived, poor, and have carpal tunnel, but you're talented. Caricature. Sometimes it can seem like you're trying to make the portrait offensive. You're also probably old. Pop art. You like comics, and colors, and nothing else. Also, I just don't get you at me, who likes pop art? Fantasy. You wish you could live in your world of fantasy art. Elf ears included. Airbrush shading. You're a 10-year-old who just discovered the airbrush tool in your art program. Line art. You're way too lazy to color or shade. Horror. Sometimes your art even scares yourself. Clip art. PNG websites sure love you. Inspired by another artist. Perhaps copied would be a better word, since that's basically what you've done. Inspired by a show. That's not your art style, bro, you're just really good at replicating. Shonen. You do nothing but draw anime boys with muzzles. Shoujo. You do nothing but draw anime girls with huge eyes. Complex. If your art doesn't give someone a headache, you aren't happy with it. Adult Swim cartoon. You're trying to win the most ugly art style award. Watercolor. A crazy, colorful mess. Surrealism. You don't even know what the message is, or you claim to know, but your explanation changes every time. Modern art. You're hoping to sell it for millions, but you don't realize it's all money laundering. Classic art. You belong in the 16th century. Abstract. You're delusional in some way or another. Corporate art. You have no soul. You're probably not even human. Commercial art. Some people say you're not a real artist, but the joke's on them because you actually make money. Retro. You say things like, I was born in the wrong generation. Old anime. You swear 90s anime style looks better than the current style, but you weren't even born at that time. NFT. No, just no. CalArts. You actually have a bean mouth in real life, weirdo. Windows Paint. I don't care what anybody else says, your art is a masterpiece. What you hate to draw says about you. Hands. You're just like 90% of artists. Backgrounds. You realize the easiest way to solve your problem is to just not draw backgrounds. Posing. Circles. When you draw a circle, it turns out like an oval or an abomination. Anatomy. If you studied anatomy, your art would be 60% better, but you're way too lazy for that. Clothes. It's all flat. You couldn't draw folds or fabric to save your life. Anime art. You hate weebs, or you don't want to seem like most of the other artists you know. Furry art. You don't care how much money someone will pay you. Your attempts at realism look like the paw of a drunk person, and that's putting it nicely. Multi-panel comics. It's hard enough for you to draw one artwork, so 4 or more panels would be the death of you. Cartoon style. You're one of those people who hates on American cartoons every chance you get. Still art. You had to do it for an art class assignment, but you wouldn't be drawing a hyper-detailed sketch of an apple if it was up to you. Commissions. Shortly after you opened up for commissions, the messages you got instantly changed your mind. Art challenges. You only do it to get likes, even if the trend is dumb. Fan art. You're not a fan of anything or anyone enough to want to make fan art. On paper. You're angry that Control-Z doesn't work in real life. With a drawing tablet. You're a god with a pencil and paper, but a noob when it comes to digital. On your phone. Your finger just can't compete with a pen. The 13-year-old prodigies can't relate though. Unfinished art. Once you've gotten started, you can't sleep until it's finished. Finished art. You're just too lazy, and by the time you're half finished, you're already bored of the piece. Boys. You only draw girls. Girls. You only draw boys. Animals. You don't have a problem with animals, but your hand has a problem using the pencil to draw one. Humans. You hate humans. And think, why would you ever draw those vile creatures when you could draw nature, creatures, or an apple? Old people. It's not just that they're complicated, they're ugly. Anything complicated. Your 2 brain cells are already trying their hardest to draw simple art. You're not trying to have a seizure. Cars. You don't even know how to drive. Drawing one eye isn't too hard, it's drawing the other eye that kills you. Noses. Every nose you draw turns out obnoxiously ugly. Hair. You end up pulling out your hair because of how frustrating it is. Feet. You find it even harder than hands, and you hate getting comments on your art like, for free? Manga. You know nobody would read your manga anyway, so out. Gore. You won't even watch a PG-13 movie if there's violence in it. CalArts. You would rather get hit by a car than draw a bean mouth. Respect. Yourself. Well, you definitely aren't a narcissist. Faces. The moment you add the face, it becomes a disgrace. Free art. You get filled with rage whenever someone slides into your DMs asking you to draw something for them. Whatever you don't like. You will never do commissions and you might not get popular online, but you'll be at peace with yourself. Hey everyone.